everybody. Great to be with you. So, I'm sitting here out on the cement, just having finished an hour of yoga. I'm in Indiana, and I have that question for us today. Where do you find home? You know, if life is always transitioning and always changing, how can you find home in a consistent way? I have found over the years that home for me is connecting to the very essence of anything in creation, whether it be a heart-to-heart connection with a human being, whether it be the essence of the beauty that is always present in the trees and in the mountains and in the oceans, whether it's trying now. Here in Indiana, I'm noticing all the ants. I grew up here in Cincinnati for half of my life, and these ants are reminding me of my childhood years, scurrying about. I can find a home in watching those ants. And we were watching the movie last night. It's just a sweet little movie with Reese Witherspoon called Home Again. And she finds home in a number of ways. But I'm wondering, where do you find home? And how can you find home everywhere you go? You know, as I was driving here, I was driving because of the loss of somebody really close to me in my life. You know, I find home when I'm with my parents, at my mom's house, at my dad's house. I find home when I'm with my sister, Kelly. I find home when I'm with my brother, Adam. I find home when I'm with their spouses and with their kids. There's that unspeakable quality that's like a familiarity that lets me touch a part of the enduring love that is within. And I found home in a lot of my extended family, and the one person that I'm here to celebrate the life of was home for me as well. Joyce Wilker. She passed on Thursday morning at about 7. She was home for a lot of people. She was my godmother. She was pretty much the best friend of my mom and dad when we were really little. She watched us. She and a friend, Sandy, would watch a number of the children as moms and dads worked. And she was a part of the fiber of my being, just like my immediate family. I found home in her. And even though we couldn't see each other every day or every week, we talked a lot. And even just to hear the sound of her voice on the other end was like home. And so with her passing, we're here now gathered to celebrate the life of this woman. And I am reminded that now, at least from my belief system, I will have her much more immediately in my life. So I'm not letting her off the hook. The home that I found in our conversations that were just like two girls sharing, you know, just sharing the ins and outs of our lives and not trying to work anything out or solve any big problems or even vent. It was just the sharing, the sinking into each other's voice. That while I'll miss that deeply and tremendously, I have her in my storehouse of guides that now are absent of boundaries. And she found a home with all of those close to her, but she always referred to passing from this life as going home. And as many of us who were close to her know, this past year, while her suffering increased, we thought we were going to have her for another 6 months to a year with us. Her sudden transition is, while it's our loss and we're grieving, it's also our comfort to see her decline for so long and to still be there for family. Anybody could call her and she would answer that phone and she would talk and give her presence and her time. She was available so it gets me thinking, where do you find home? What's home for you? And how can you find home in an even more consistent way? You know, as I was doing yoga this morning, I'm going to turn the camera for just a second so you can see my little companion. You'll get a kick out of this. So here's the camera. This little stone and this little leaf sat here, even though there's a light breeze traveling through the area. It sat here all during my yoga. And in some sweet, simple little way, that little stone was my home. It reminded me of a song in Godspell that I can put a link to later on about traveling the road. I'll put a pebble in my shoe and travel the road with you. So where are you going? And is your going leading you home? Because if it's not, change your direction. Much love, my friends. Hello, Felicia. Good to see you here. Hello, everybody else. I'm going to sign off. And if you will, keep my family in your heart, in your intentions, and in your prayers. And we're all coming together on Wednesday for the funeral celebration. We worked out all the details yesterday. So support us and let us feel the presence of this beautiful spirit and soul Joyce that graced us with her life. Love you all. Mwah.